Opposition is growing to Google's proposed data center on nearly 500 acres in Franklin Township.
So far, 15 city-county councilors have now come out and say that they are against that project. Jenna Webster explains why they're voting no and what this could mean for the future of that data center.
If you did it wrong from the beginning, start over and give us the turn.
For months now, it's been a fierce topic of debate.
This petition has been approved.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Last warning.
The last month's Metropolitan Development Commissioner's approval might be the last green light Google's data center gets. 15 out of 25 city-county councilors now say they oppose the plans to build on 468 acres of farmland in Franklin Township.
I just don't see this project being what's in the best interest for our city, which will I'll be voting no.
If 15 vote no, it reaches the 60% needed for rejection. These no data center signs are all over Franklin Township, and the constituents is one of the big reasons why councilors are now opposing the project.
There are over 1,000 people that have put in all their personal information, email, phone number, address, first name, last name, and their zip code that are all from 46239.
Michael Paul Hart represents part of that district. On Monday, he'll call down or ask to overturn the MDC's approval.
Generally, we agree with them. In this case, we just don't.
Councilor John Barth is concerned about the environmental aspect of the data center.
There are very significant consequences when it comes to water usage and energy usage.
The best type of land use that we could see out of that would be a mixed use type, right? Some commercial, some light industrial, and of course some housing and all that.
After Monday's council meeting, Google representatives and its opposition will meet to find a resolution.
If there is new information, I'm always happy to look at it, but at this point it would be very unlikely for me to consider making any changes. In fact, I'd say it's 100% unlikely. 15 votes could spell trouble for Google, but all around this community, the opposition isn't quieting down. In Franklin Township, Jenna Webster, 13 News.
A final vote on the project now is expected to take place September 22nd at the next meeting. Councilor Barr says that decision can't be overturned. We're going more in depth with this with Michael Paul Hart on this week's edition of Crossroads. You can watch it streaming on WTHR Plus on our app Sunday morning at 10 a.m.
Tonight, a woman is in critical condition after an apartment fire in southeast Indianapolis. It all happened around 10:30 this morning near Southeastern Avenue and South Franklin Road. Firefighters found a 64-year-old woman unconscious and got her to the hospital. Investigators have now determined an overloaded power strip next to the couch caused the fire, causing extensive damage inside the apartment.
Tonight, Indiana child care providers are trying to figure out what's next after they're learning of even more cuts that are coming from their finances from our Indiana state leaders.
So this time it's targeting the state's voucher reimbursement program. Ashton Hackman explains what's behind the cuts and how a local provider is reacting.
At Little Duckling Daycare on Indy's east side, roughly 90% of families get child care from a voucher program. Director Jacqueline Strong says new cuts to the Child Care and Development Fund will worsen child care affordability and access across the state. 55,000 Hoosier children were on a CCDF voucher as of July. FSSA, the agency overseeing child care in the state, says a financial shortfall was looming. They say the previous administration overused temporary COVID funds. Now the agency is slashing current voucher rates by double digits. For infants under 1, voucher rates will see a 10% cut. The same goes for toddlers 13 to 36 months old. Vouchers for preschoolers will take a 15% cut, and vouchers for K through 12 taking the biggest hit, dropping 35%.
A 10% difference in tuition that you're getting for having a student that currently has a CCDF voucher could impact your program greatly.
Thursday's announcement by Indiana FSSA comes as Hoosier families and educators started a new school year already facing cuts by state leaders. In June, the On My Way pre-K program was cut in size by more than half. Now Strong is left with figuring out if families will be turned away.
Typically lower income families, lower income communities are the schools that will be most affected by the changes that are occurring.
Indiana Democrats say the latest cuts to pre-K will leave behind long-term impacts.
This latest cut is detrimental to being able to provide what's already strained.
Cuts to childcare vouchers now leaving childcare providers tasked with figuring out the next steps. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
And we have reached out to Indiana House and Senate Republicans as well as Indiana FSSA for comment. We have not heard back. Ladies?
We really have nice weather today. We had some heavy rain overnight.
And wind.
But really a beautiful day today. When we're looking ahead to tomorrow, we got a lot of things on Friday, Operation Football, and you're talking maybe a potential for rain.
Yes, I don't think it's going to be heavy, and it doesn't look like it's going to be widespread. We just don't want you to be caught off guard if there are a couple showers around.
Okay.
Nothing like last night. We picked up around a half-inch of rain. We had 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in some locations, several warnings. Nice to see the sunshine today. And if you didn't follow the forecast, you might have been caught off guard by the chill this morning.
Oh my goodness, you guys
quite a
were
change.
talking about it all week. How could they have missed it?
Well, you know, it was rather chilly this morning, and we expected about a 10-degree drop from yesterday to today, and we're down 10 in Shelbyville, down 9 in Richmond, down 12 in Muncie and Kokomo, down 14 in Lafayette, and it's 13 degrees cooler in Indianapolis. So that puts temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s instead of the low 80s. We're at 70 in Bainbridge, 68 Connorsville, 71 Brown County, and 68 degrees with lots of sunshine in Bunker Hill. We'll stay close to 70 for the next couple of hours. A clear sky. Once the sun goes down, those numbers will drop into the mid-50s. We're expecting low 50s. Once the sun goes down, mid-60s. We're expecting low 50s early tomorrow morning. From there, high temperatures in the 70s, increasing clouds, and Ann mentioned it, that shower chance. I'll walk you through future track 13 and look ahead to the weekend in a few minutes.
Angela, thank you so much. We got to talk some sports. The Indiana Fever returned to practice today, fighting to stay in playoff position.
Right now, they are clinging to the 8th and the final playoff spot. They've got 3 games left in the regular season. They got to win these. But right before practice, the players joined city leaders and team officials today, looking far more into the future because they had that big groundbreaking for their brand new practice facility.
Something to celebrate. Rich Nye shares why the Fever are getting their own special headquarters.
I'm standing on what used to be the grounds of the Marion County Jail. Today, the first ceremonial dirt was turned to transform this into the Indiana Fever Sports Performance Center, a facility designed exclusively for the needs of female athletes. Caitlin Clark and her teammates have to wait until 2027 for the $78 million facility to open. The center will be 3 stories, 108,000 square feet, featuring 2 full-size practice courts, along with premier spaces for performance and conditioning, recovery and rehabilitation, and mental health and lifestyle support, all designed for women.
So much of the W has been on the same playing field as the NBA, but this is for women. This is for our women, the Indiana Fever women, for their growth, for their development, and for their success.
A sky bridge will connect the Fever facility to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Should be exciting. All right, so the Marion County Capital Improvement Board owns the land and the facility will be operated in an agreement with Pacer Sports and Entertainment.
Rich is going to take a closer look at some of the special amenities that the Fever players are going to enjoy at their new center as our coverage continues on the CIB project ahead on 13 News right here at 6 o'clock. And also talking back about the game, we did learn today that another Fever player is out, and this player is out for the rest of the season.
The team announced forward Chloe Bibby suffered a left knee injury. She joined the team in July, signing a 7-day hardship contract, but the team later signed her for the rest of the season. She is expected to make a full recovery.
Following that announcement, the Fever then signed guard Bree Hall to a hardship contract. She'll be with them for the rest of the season. And we still have no word of any potential timing if or when Caitlin Clark could potentially return to the court.
During practice today, Coach White said they will reevaluate after practice, and she also spoke about the loss of so many players this season.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I've never been a part of anything like this, not collectively all in one season. I guess expect the unexpected. But again, I'm really just proud of this group for their ability to stay resilient and their ability to stay together and to continue to fight and claw and, put ourselves in this position where we are in the playoff hunt.
WTHR is your local TV home of the Fever, and we are airing our final game of the regular season. It's coming up this weekend. It's Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. That's when the Fever play in Washington against the Mystics.
So make sure you tune in a little early because at 2:30, our pregame special will air with Dom and Eli. And football. The Colts open their season at home this Sunday.
That's right. They're hosting the Dolphins from Miami. The kickoff is at 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. And if you have tickets, you might notice it says Jim Irsay Street outside of Lucas Oil Stadium as you go in. The city of Indiana renamed a portion of South Street. This is the area that's located between Capitol and Missouri Streets for the team's late owner.
And as you just saw, the team mascot Blue was there joining city workers as they put up the ceremonial street signs.
As everyone's coming into the stadium in the busiest intersection on game day, are going to be able to see that sign and kind of remember just the impact that he had. And so it's a nice visual representation of just what he meant to this city and certainly what he meant to the Indianapolis Colts and to our fan base.
The team is also planning to honor Irsay, who passed away in May during the season opener.
And so to do so, they plan to induct him into the Colts Ring of Honor.